So yesterday we discussed about, what is that UTM and how this UTM evolve in next generation firewall or as a next generation firewall. So before evolving UTM, there was every technology, every feature individually working, and it was costing too much management and other stuff was difficult to manage, and it was very complex. Okay, so that is why they clubbed everything into one and brought up a one solution, putting all of these things into one box and provided a solution called next generation firewall. So that's the next generation firewall. Okay, now yesterday I was talking about Palo Alto unique feature. So your Palo Alto actually bringing a few unique features out of them. User ID is the one, app ID, content ID. Okay, so this is one of the few features which Checkpoint is bringing up. I think we discussed about that. We discussed about this also. Deployment we discussed about this hardware boxes. Okay, before beginning with that, I would like to give you a little more understanding about this three features what Palo Alto is bringing up, providing up. Okay, so very first feature, if we take from the beginning, user ID feature. This is a unique feature. Okay, Palo Alto is chasing market based on these three core features, which is extraordinary as comparatively others. All right. So what this feature is basically. Okay, so very first feature I'm talking about user ID. This will be an interview questions when you go for any interview. What is user ID? What is user ID feature? Okay, so this user ID feature basically leverage existing user management. It gives you capability to integrate with the Active Directory infrastructure without any complex agent rollout. Users no longer defined solely by IP address, but whereas you can call your actual login credentials, actual user ID, what you use to access your application or systems in your organizations. Okay, so this user ID feature can provide you certain capabilities. Like very first capability is logging monitoring. Okay, this is first. All right, so who is logging in, who is logging into system, who is trying to access. So in terms of networking here, who is trying to reach to the external network from internal or from external to internal, this is logging. Okay, second thing is role discovery. Okay, role discovery, that means what role that particular user has got. For example, okay, Paul has a engineering. Okay, right, any other users, let's say John is a finance. So you can have it can identify role, so it can discover role. Second thing is end end station polling. Okay, which end station this particular user can access, and a captive portal. Captive portal, that means user base limit, user base specific access you can define and control your network. So it leverage existing Active Directory infrastructure without any of the complex agent or any of the complex integrations mechanism in between. Okay, it can identify Citrix users as well. You can integrate with the Citrix, and it can tie up with the policies and users groups and so on. not just only the IP address. Okay, now it can understand user applications and threads behavior based on the actual AD username and password, AD user IDs. All right, manage and enforce policy based on your groups. Okay, you can create a department wise groups and you can define policies to that particular specific groups. Okay, investigate security incidents. Okay, so whenever any security incidents happens based on the user ID, you can investigate it, which is very, very useful. So that was a user ID. Now let us talk about apps ID. Okay, what this apps ID feature is all about. Apps ID feature, that means identifying applications. Okay, so it can identify whatever applications available or whatever applications your organization is using. Okay, so it has four verticals in terms of apps handling. This is app ID. So very first thing what it can do is application protocols and application protocol detection. Okay, so which applications is using which protocol, it can detect very well. All right, a part of this, it can decrypt. It can decrypt applications. This is first thing. Second thing what it can provide is application protocol decoding. Okay, application protocol decoding means what? It means, for example, so many applications today we are using for security purpose, those applications randomly changing the port number. All right, there is no fixed port so that you can identify by the port and block those applications. So it can very well decode those applications and identify their dynamic ports as well. All right. Third thing is application signature. Okay, application signature, that means it is valid and signed applications only it can allow. Okay, it can identify whether those applications are signed applications or not. Signed application, that means what? See, there are global authorities. Whenever you develop any applications, you need to register those applications and have a signature. Okay, signed with Microsoft and so many other providers are there. So your firewall directly connects to that database and check whether this application is signed. So if any hackers or any crackers creating some malwares or some small size applications and trying to push, those applications are not signed. Okay, most of the applications which are used for phishing purpose and all, so those applications are not signed application. It will not allow such applications to enter into your network. All right, so that is signed application, so it can identify that. Okay, so these all are few things. So policy based control it can do. Another one is policy based application control. Okay, it can control all the applications based on the policies. Okay, and there are more than 900 different application distributors. All right, and more than 25 applications categories available into Palo Alto database. Okay, now a part of this, it balanced mixed business and internet networking applications for networking protocols. So specifically to identify networking protocols, it has categories, and it is balancing the business applications as well the end user internet and networking applications what we are using over the internet. Perfect. So business applications and internet applications. Okay, a part of this, Palo Alto is very actively working on this and it is adding almost 10 applications every week. Weekly, it is updating new applications into this database. Okay. And apps overall, all customized applications, web-based applications, it can identify and you can protect it. That is something apps ID. Now, and third one is content ID. So, as I explained here, content ID is based on the data filtering. Okay. So what it can do in this, so data filtering, that means it can identify your files. It can read your inside your file content. Okay. So what kind of data, what kind of informations you are sending. It detects blocks and wide range of threats and limited unauthorized data transfers and protocols, non-work related web surfings and all things. It can filter out, it can identify and block there itself. Okay. So that is data filtering. Threats. Okay. Threat prevention, that means what? It can identify vulnerabilities, exploits. Does your network has gotten vulnerability, any of the weaknesses which can create any exploit in your network. Okay. It can identify viruses. Does any virus trying to enter, or unauthorized script is trying to, any spywares, any spyware trying to get inside into your network and share the controls of your computer or your systems, your services, or any of the data. Okay. So that also it can identify. URL filtering, that means your website links. So whether it is a files, emails, or any kind of data, is there any unauthorized restricted URLs? So it can identify and it can block that. Okay. So for example, let's say if you are using any stream based, non-file based or real-time performance, if you are doing, then what it will doing. If you are doing a streaming base, for example, video streaming and all, so there should be also restricted content, then what? So uniform signature engine can scan for broad range of threats in a single pass, and it can identify vulnerability exploit with the help of IPS. Okay. Now it can block transfer of sensitive data and files, transfer by different types of files. Okay. Different types of extensions, different types of data signatures and all. Based on this, it can filter. Okay. You can apply web filtering enabling via full integrated URL database. So checkpoint, see, this Palo Alto actually is quoting 20 million 20 million URLs database. Okay. And they have 76 categories right now they have 76 categories, and each category there are millions of URLs and websites. Okay. A part of this, it can provide you maximum performance. Okay. It can identify 1,000 URLs per second. Okay. 1,000 URLs it can read and identify per second. That kind of high level performance it has. Okay. Dynamic database adopts from the local, regional, and industrial focused surfing patterns, whatever they are capturing and building up over the cloud. All right. So they have their own cloud infrastructure where all the URLs, all the threads, patterns, signatures, and everything they are maintaining on the cloud and quickly matching your data patterns with that and filter out, take the quick decision. So these all are three things which is not available granularly that level in Checkpoint or Cisco or any other players. In fact, even the Fortinet and all. Okay, which is available here. Now moving forward, so this deployment methods or deployment options also we have discussed yesterday. Okay, we have a visibility deployment where only it will work as an IPS. Okay, now transparent where you can put after firewall, which will provide you content filtering, URL filtering and all. Firewalling will be done by your firewall devices. And firewall replacement, that means a complete core solutions which is replacing firewall. So it can provide you full firewalling, IPS, URL filtering, content filtering, user ID, apps IDs, content IDs and everything. All right. We have seen various different categories and platforms family for small businesses, for the mid-sized businesses, and for the large scale organizations, what kind of hardwares you required. A different set of hardwares with the different capabilities in terms of process, in terms of session handling, in terms of data transfer throughputs. Okay, those all things we have discussed yesterday. We have few models. I have mentioned here few. There are few more other models are available. All right, now this is very important. This is very important. Now, Checkpoint actually has got a product line. So Checkpoint segments are three different types of Checkpoint has got three different segments. Okay, nobody knows, nobody talk about this because this is a latest development, latest technology, latest improvement what this Palo Alto is doing. Okay, so this Palo Alto has got three different segments. Okay, very for and people ask about that today. If you go for Palo Alto interview, they will ask you about this all the segments. Okay, what is strata? Okay, so strata is one segment. Okay, so strata enterprise security. So whatever hardwares and whatever solutions as an next generation firewall what we have discussed, those all product line, in premise product line comes under strata. Again I repeat, in premise product line comes under strata. That means you want to buy a firewall and want to deploy into your network edge or into your network border. Those all firewalls you are buying, right? Like right back I have explained you about various different series. So these all product line comes under the strata category, strata segment. So let me read this for you. Strata prevent attack with the industrial leading network security suite, okay, that enable organizations to embrace network transformations while consistently securing users, applications, data, and no matter where they reside, whether it's an headquarter, your head office, whether it is a branch offices, whether it's a mid-size organization, small size organizations, or large scale organizations. All right. So these product lines comes under the strata, what we were discussing till now, your next generation firewalls. Okay, now move. Next one is a Prisma. They will ask you, interviewer will ask you, what is a Prisma in Palo Alto? What do you understand about Prisma? Very carefully try to understand. I may talk in depth in detail later on also. Just a quick introductions I'm giving you right now. So Prisma Cloud Security. Okay, Prisma, that means a second segment of your Palo Alto. Second segment of Palo Alto. Okay, Prisma Cloud delivers complete security across all development lifecycle on the cloud, thus enabling you to deploy cloud native applications with confidence. Okay. Um, I know that nobody understood what I said. Okay, no worry about that. Let me explain. I know that. Okay, let me make it simplify. What is a strata? What is a Prisma? This is your office. Okay, this is, oops, this is a router. This is, what is this? It is an internet or WAN. internet. Okay, this is internet. Now you, this is your office network, and you bought a firewall. Okay, let's say 4000 series. Okay, and below you have a switching network, and you have a large organization's number of users. Okay, so you got a product, and deployed in your office. What is that? Strata. This product line comes from, this box comes from the strata category. Perfect. Now question is, I don't have any servers here. Okay, I don't have any servers. Today's trending technology, I'm using a cloud. Okay, so I have a cloud, let's say AWS cloud. Okay, and I have all the services here. I have certain certain servers, my applications, okay, my DNS, Active Directory, and everything, my applications, my database, my business applications, my e-commerce applications, everything I have created here. Everything I have created here, this is kept here on the cloud, on the Amazon cloud. This is your premise. Now all of users, all of your users are accessing, this is connected here, okay, to internet. Your AWS cloud is connected to the internet. All of your employees are accessing your services from the cloud through the internet. So anyone from outside should not come to your premise and try to hack this. This is a hacker. For that protection, you applied this firewall here, which is from Strata category. But assume that this hacker can try to hack your this servers as well, which is again available to the internet, which is available through internet. So these hackers can target your this cloud infrastructure as well. Cloud doesn't provide anything. Cloud is a service provider. You have to decide what you want. You have to decide what server you want, what firewall you want, what all solution you want, and it is your job to protect and maintain it. So what? I need a cloud-based firewall here. This is a cloud, it's a virtual environment. I cannot buy a box and I can give to the AWS, hey, I bought this firewall, you take it, and wherever my servers are there, you plug it there. No, it doesn't work like that, because this is completely virtual environment. This is complete virtual environment. So you need to have a virtual firewall as well. Whatever physical firewall you buy, similar way you have a virtual firewall also. So the Palo Alto has got a complete virtual application or virtual based firewall. That is your Prisma. So complete cloud solution. So I will deploy here a Palo Alto. This is my Palo Alto firewall, which is virtual. So my all the virtual servers are behind, and then it is behind. So now these guys, any hacker want to try to hack my internal network here, cannot, because I have again here front end the Palo Alto firewall. Here front end I have a Palo Alto firewall. Complete protection, complete security. This is a Prisma segment. This is a strata segment. Understood? Perfect. All right, so this is, look at this. So Prisma access, so I will have a virtual environment here where I can protect my secure SaaS accesses. I can secure my cloud accesses. I can secure my internal access, internet access. Okay, and this is my branch office networks, my mobile user, VPN users, and this is my headquarter users. So I can protect them through the virtual solution, which is Prisma Access. Perfect. All right. Okay, and now third segment is Cortex. Cortex is quite a challenging term. Okay, if anybody is expert into Cortex or Prisma, you don't know how much valuable you will be in the market. Okay, so Cortex security operations is what? Let me explain you. Let me simplify this. You will understand in one line. So Cortex is the industry's most comprehensive product suite, okay, for security operations. And this is actually empowering enterprise with the best in class detection. Okay, almost today everyone has got a cloud solution, but this is something new and unique capabilities. So it is best in class detection, investigation, automation, and response capabilities are controlled and managed from the Cortex. So this Cortex XDR is what? It's a cloud-based repository. Okay, it's a cloud-based repository. Your next generation firewalls, that means your strata, your all strata firewalls, logs, events, threats, uh, everything will go here in the cloud. Your endpoint devices like your VPN users, VPN client, everything is going here. Okay, your cloud-based solutions, whatever cloud-based servers and everything is there, that logs also will go here. Whatever third-party data, third-party application, remote access will here. And here you can analyze everything. From here you can have a threats management. Okay, logging and reporting. Okay, automation, operation automation. You can automate things. Next thing is the threats management, complete threats management. That means whenever any packet comes to your firewall, it will quickly check here, is this there in the database? Oh yes, that means it should block. Okay, so it will report here, it will block it, it will not allow to go. So that entire database is kept on the cloud. That is Cortex. Okay, so Cortex is a Palo Alto cloud solution. Okay, security operations, so it is an industrial most comprehensive product suite which is providing your complete security operations, logging, threat management, automations, and so on. This is a Cortex. So this is a third segment of your Palo Alto. All right. So again, quickly, I repeat: Strata, your all product line segment; Prisma, your all cloud security solution; and Cortex is your centralized threat management, logging, automation, investigations, and all. Okay, so these all are three segments in Palo Alto. Perfect. So that was a complete overall understanding at the level one. Okay, what this Palo Alto product is and how you're taking forward to this, and why this is number one, because of all of these capabilities and active working directions towards to the network and security domain. That is why they are number one. They are focusing only on the security and firewall, next generation firewalling product. That's it. That is why they are number one. Perfect. Now I'm moving forward to show you introductions about Palo Alto firewall interface, how to initialize the basic level configurations and basic level setup, how to power on the device and do the first level things that we are going to see now. Perfect. So let's begin with. All right, so we are here now. Okay, so I have a small lab here. Initially, we will have the basic understanding with that only, and then we'll develop some lab from the scratch. Okay, so latest Pan OS operating system version is 10 today. Okay, 10 just recently released. People still are teaching on 7 and 8, 7 and 8, not even 9. I will take it up this on 10 and sometime on 9. Okay, so 9 and 10. Most probably 70%, 80% I will take up things on the 10. Perfect. So let me power on this box first. Let's start. Okay. Palo Alto firewall, just like you have seen in Checkpoint. So first the basic operating system boots up, and then you need to deploy the role there. Okay. Whether you want to make a management SMS or you want to make a gateway. All right. So Checkpoint has got a different class of roles, okay, where you define various different roles to your firewall. All right, let me explain you. Like, you need one box acting as a, let's say this is internet, and you will require one box acting as a gateway. Okay, and you will need another box acting as a SMS, your management server. All right, so it will have a basic operating system, and then you need to install the role. Perfect. You need to install the role here. In Palo Alto, there is nothing like that. Okay, nothing like roles. Every Palo Alto is the complete iOS with the complete role. Perfect. Now here you have a management. Using one management, you can have control and management of multiple gateways. Okay, you can manage multiple gateway. Similar way, in Palo Alto, what if I have a multiple Palo Alto firewalls and I want to manage all of them from a single place? How do I do that? For example, I have 100 branches, and each branch I have a Palo Alto edge device or gateway device, and I want to manage from a one uh, knock team. So how do I do that? So in this Palo Alto, we can have a one server that is called Panorama. Okay, so Panorama is a server which allows you to have a control, management, monitoring, and policy deployment, everything from a centralized server, and it can manage thousands of boxes from a one centralized place. So that's the Panorama. Panorama is not a part of this training. I will give you a quick overview of understanding about this, logical understanding and everything, but not practical, because it's a license based and very costly licensing. That's not part of at all any syllabus. But I'll give you a complete in and out and understanding about this. Perfect. Okay, so let's see. You have got the login prompt there. Now, when you get the login prompt, you need to give at least 5 to 7 minutes. Once this prompt is appearing there, that means you cannot just go and log in. Okay, it takes 5 to 6 minutes to start all the services behind. All right, so Palo Alto start so many different services, so many different APIs, so many different engines behind. So it takes this much time. In fact, your login service also doesn't start immediately, so you need to give some time. Once this prompt comes up, don't try the username and password so quickly. Okay, so now let me try now. Admin and admin, your username and password is admin only, so it's not getting in yet. In fact, your username and password is right, but still it is not allowing you to log in. You need to wait. Okay, meanwhile, let me explain you the topology, what topology we have here, and let us design the IP network as well. So I have a internet. Let me take some IP address. So 192.168.10 dot, let's say 125/24. So this is my public IP address coming up routed at my router. So this will be my internet facing. This is, I have a DMZ network where all of my servers and everything is kept out. So let me create a network for this. All right, so let's say 20.2.2.0/24. Okay, so I will have this network here. So let me have, for example, 101. I will duplicate it, and this guy will have anything. Perfect. 20.2.2.20. Okay, now this is another local network. So text, I will give here 10.1.1.101/24. So this will be here at the LAN, or like this, local LAN. Here I can have anything, let's say 10. That's cool. Here you can have some other network because this network is behind the router, and this is my management network. So 172.16.1.101, I will keep it. This subnet I have created for management. You can have anything. This is your choice. How do you want to design your IP network? This is all about you. Okay, and this is my base PC, which is connecting to this one. Okay, perfect. So I hope this is clear to you guys. So I have, this is DMZ network. Let me edit, bold. Have a better visibility. Okay, and this is my management. Perfect. So I have this 4 different networks. I think it is simple to understand for you guys. Okay, now let's see whether is it working. Look at this. By default, it has got an IP address from my router. Okay, so admin, oops. Okay, see, it is asking me to change the password. So admin, new password I'm giving now. It takes, uppercase, lowercase, special character, and numeric combination. So give such password. Okay. Perfect. So you are inside to your firewall. Okay, you got a prompt. Okay, now look at this in checkpoint. I will keep comparing this with the checkpoint so that it will be easy for you guys to remember who have done checkpoint or who have done Cisco ASA firewall and all. So I'm just giving you example of those so that you can easily reconnect it. So in checkpoint you have a 2 different modes there. One is a clish mode. Okay, uh, where you can do all of the show and all of the commands, troubleshooting and monitoring commands, and you have an expert mode there. All right, now in Palo Alto you have a operational mode. So right now where you are is a operational mode. Perfect. This is your operational mode. And then second mode you have here, which is called configuration mode. Okay, so operational mode and configuration mode. So in operation mode, you can do all of the monitoring and troubleshooting and some certain basic configurations commands. Okay. And the configuration mode, everything, all the configurations, everything. Perfect. So let's see now here. Very first command, let's say you can have here like show interface, and let's say very first interface you need to know is a management interface. Remember that I am connecting this to the this lab, EVNG lab, where you have connected to the management. Okay, so your first port is a management port only. Using this management port, you need to configure this device. Okay, similar way, when you buy a physical box, by default you will have a IP address to this management port, which is 192.168.1.1. You give any of the IP address to your laptop, like 2 or 3 or 4, connect to the management port and directly open through the browser. Okay, and it will give you GUI. Okay, this is when you have a physical box at your hand. Now here I have to assign the IP address. Okay, and my local computer already have 172, so I'll change the IP address and then I can tune up. So show interface, let's say management. Look at this, show interface management. What it has got, it has got this IP address automatically from my router. Okay, automatically it has received this IP address. That means it has got 10.107. I can directly access this from here. 192.168.10.107, And look at this, I got it. Okay, advance and accept the rest and things, and I am in. I can put username and passwords and I can go inside. But that's not the way. I will teach you complete way and complete procedure to do it. Okay, now I can check here, show system info. Okay, show system info, and look at this few informations I will show you here. Now inside this my pen is not working, so that is why I need to use this pen. Okay, so look at here, this is your VMware base MAC address. Your model is a Palo Alto VMware edition. Okay, now VM count and all those things is fine. KVM. Okay, this is kernel VM. Perfect. Now look at this, the version is 10. Okay, and rest all other things, revision numbers and device directory versions and all those things are appearing here. Perfect. Okay, log DB is 10. Okay, platform family is a VM. All right, so these all things are here. Now let's move forward. A few more details. Perfect. Okay, so Swapnil's in there saying, I don't know any mode. So I told you there are two modes. One is an operational mode and another one is a configuration mode. So right now I am into operational mode. Perfect. Now I can check out my management interface. As I said, show interface and management. It will show me what IP address is there and other settings. Perfect. System receiving packets, system transmitted packets, and everything it is showing. Okay, now I can check it out here, show routing routes. Show routing routes. So it is showing you routing table. Just like in Cisco, we check show IP route and it shows you the routing table, right? Similar here, show routing route. So it will tell you the active routes to loops to connected networks, host, static routes, RIP, OSPF, BGP, okay, OSPF, inter-area, intra-area, everything, okay, and so on, multicasting and all. Okay, now I can check here, show interface hardware. Okay, so if I go and check show interface hardware, it's not listing out. We need to define the specific interface and all those things. Okay, that we'll see. Now moving forward, we are tuning up this firewall according to our lab. So according to my lab, my management should have this IP address. Okay, so how to tune, how to set up the IP address to my router, to the management interface. All right, so we need to go. First, what we need to do, delete this immediately. Nitin, delete it. Otherwise, I'll delete you. Nitin, delete this annotation. अच्छा, कोई बात नहीं. I am taking you away from the meeting. All right, so now the question is, let's move forward. How to set up the IP address? That is the questions. So very first, what we need to do is we need to disable DHCP. Okay, until you don't disable that, you can't. And second thing, to configure IP address, what you need to go to the config mode. So how to do this? Configure. Okay, config. So put configuration command and look at this. You are into configuration mode. You want to exit it, you can use exit command. Perfect. So I'm going into configure. All right. And then, okay, Nitin, I allowed you last time. Okay. Perfect. So I'm into configuration mode. So now next is what I need to disable DHCP. So command is set device config. Okay. Set device config system. Okay. Set device config system. And then you need to define type. You can use a tab also. You can use tab button. Okay. Similar to Checkpoint or Cisco. And then I give here static tab, enter. So my interface has become static. Perfect. Now I'll give IP address. So set device config. I can use tab system. Okay. IP address. And I can give IP address whatever I want. So what I decided, 172.16.1.101. Okay, net mask. You can use tab net mask. Okay, and what subnet mask you want to give? Give that subnet mask here. Okay, and then further to, you can give lot many other informations like default gateway and all. If you want to set up a default gateway, let me tell you the command. Okay, default gateway, you can define whatever default gateway you want to set. For example, let's say 172.16.1 dot, let's say 20. Okay, now you can give a DNS settings also. DNS settings and servers. Okay, look at this, servers, and then primary secondaries you can define. So let's say 8.8.8.8, this is my primary server. So you can give this many information and just hit enter, but I don't want this many things. I just wanted to give IP address, that's it. Okay, in fact, I don't want default gateway. I just gave IP address and hit enter. So it's done. Now, after that, what I need to do? whatever configurations I do here, you need to put the commit command. Okay. Until you don't commit it, it will not apply. It will never apply. Okay. It will never apply. So you need to give a command, commit, and enter. Look at this. It is applying. It will show you percentage. All right. Wait for a while. Look at this, 55, 60, 75, 98, and it is completing. It takes some time in, okay. So look at this, configurations committed successfully, it's done. Now check, show interface management, okay. Oops, not here. Okay, so similar way like Cisco, you cannot run show command here. Okay, you have to run show command from the operational mode. But at all, if you want to run from here, then you need to give here run, and then you can apply. Okay, you can use run. Okay, run before command, and you can run any show command also from here. Look at this, your IP address has been changed. Okay, and your DHCP, look at this here. The speed, duplex, and state is up. State is up. So it should be up. Perfect. All right, so this part is done now. Okay, I will do exit. If I want to check here, show routing routes, it will not show you any routes here. Okay, until you don't until you don't configure your data plan. So your checkpoint firewall actually has got two classifications. Checkpoint firewall operates into two parts. Okay, one is your control plan, and another one is a data plan. Okay, so all the interfaces which are connecting to various different networks belongs to the all belongs to the data plan. Look at this. So this interface belongs to the data plan, where your actual networks and internet traffics will flow, and this is for configuration management, reporting, monitoring purpose. So this interface comes from the control plan, and these interface from the data plan. This is from data plan. This is from data plan. So until you don't configure all of these things and configure the routes, uh, configure the default routes and all, your routing table will not appear. Remember that. Perfect. So clear this now here. Okay, so we understood now this one. We have configured the management IP address. Now let's see, are we able to access that? So go to the browser. Now I can check HTTPS and 172.16.1.101 and hit enter. Yes, I got it. So advance, accept, and I got into my Palo Alto. So admin and whatever new password you have given. Okay. Do you want to save? No. Look at this. Creating administrative session. Okay. Meanwhile, here at the command prompt, if I want to run, if in case, try to understand what I'm saying. If in case, If in case you are not getting your web access, you have configured IP address, it is showing you IP address and everything, but you are not getting your web access. So what you need to do is you need to check whether your services are working or not. How to check that? So show system and services. So system services, when you run this command, you will have two services, minimum two services enabled. Three services are there. One is HTTPS enabled, another one is an SSH and ping. These three services are by default enabled. But in case if somebody has manually disabled this service and not working, then you need to check and verify from here. Perfect. So these all three services are by default running. That is why you got it here. I would suggest you guys to read this one. This is a the introductions of this, what new things they have brought up into version 10. So people are still using 6 or 7. Even people are not using 9. 9 is also quite new. So what are the new features? So you have a IoT security here in this new. Okay, inline ML and URL filtering, wildfire. People ask about wildfire. I will explain you what is that. Telemetry feature is there, and what is that telemetry is given here. Okay, cloud product identity and quarantine composition devices and all this, IPS signatures, enhanced SSL decryption troubleshooting, high availability clustering. Okay, there's all things, wildfire real-time signature updates and everything. These all are new features, new things added into TineOS. You can click on this link and go to the Palo Alto official documents. Close. Okay, I'm closing it. Temporary data collection, remind me later. Okay, this is your interface. Okay, slightly view is changed in 10. 9 and 8 has got different view, a little different view. I will show you that as well. Okay, and look at this. This is a strata icon. When you take your mouse here, it will show you the your host name, your management IP address, and some few short details. Perfect. Now look at here, general informations, where you have a device name, your an IP address, you have a MAC address, and all other general details about this. Okay, now you have a logging in admin here, who is logged in, from which IP address is logged in, like that. So if you are the team lead, you can check how many guys are logged in, from who is from console. I have a console login also, this one, and I have a web browsing login as well, this one. So both are showing out here. Perfect. All right, so this is data logs. Whatever data traffic is going in, coming in, that will show here. System logs. Okay, what you have done, what you have changed. Okay, everything is here. Okay, otherwise configuration log is here, ACC logs, risk factors, and all those things. Okay, so this is just a simple dashboard here. Okay, I will explain you all of these things. ACC, where you have complete network activity visibility. Okay, so this is your active command line control. Command control is here. So network activities, threat activities, what are the threats hitting to your network, blocked, identified, all data will appear here in the graphs. Okay, look at this. This is very beautiful. Okay, even Palo Alto doesn't have this kind of visibility, this kind of clarity and all. Blocked activities, what are the blocked activities, what IP addresses are blocked, what website is blocked, and they are hitting, will come up here. Tunnel activities, global protect activities, SSL activities, all will show. Very, very nice. Okay, and you have here last hours, last 6 hours, last 30 days, 7 days. You can do it. You can have a custom also. You can have your own custom date, start date and end date, and it will show you complete logs. Perfect. You have a monitoring here. So all the monitoring related things are here. Okay. I will explain you. This is all about our topic is policy. All the policies you are creating here, those all policies, whether security policies, netting policies, QoS policies, policy based forwarding, decryption, tunneling, applications, authentication, DOS, DOS, okay, SD-WAN related, all the policies are here. All right. Now you have an object. Like in Checkpoint, you have seen how we create an object, network object, host object, file object, device object, everything. So those all object, these many you can create here. Network, all the network related settings here, device. Okay, your device details and certain settings you can change, modify from here. Okay, this is done. Now let's move forward. How to set up the IP address, how to set up an IP address to your Checkpoint firewall. Okay, Palo Alto firewall, sorry. Okay, so look at this. Go back to this topology. Now, first I will go and set up the IP address to this interface. Okay, I will set up IP address to this Ethernet 1/1, and I have to give this IP address 192.168.10.125. Okay, so how to do that? So I'm doing through these graphics, and I will show you how to do this through the command as well. So where I need to go to the network. Okay, once I go to the network, I have here, just take it up, I have here interfaces. Okay, so interfaces, and you see all the interfaces appearing out here. So whichever interface you want to configure, select that interface. So which interface I need to give? 1/1, this one. So just click on that interface, or you can click anywhere. So click on that interface, and this dialog will come up. Okay, so this is very tiny small dialog. Now try to understand, a lot of things suddenly will come up. You have an interface. This is important. Comment you can define here. I can put any of the command like connected to internet. Okay, that is for your understanding. Just like a description we set in Checkpoint and Cisco, similar way you can give a command. Now interface type is very important. Check here. Okay, you can tap, that means that's a default. Okay, nothing will work. Okay, just like a bridge interface. High availability, virtual wire, layer 2, that means a switching interface only for creating VLANs and everything. Okay, and layer 3, that means your IP network. So what I want to configure, I want to configure IP address, so I will choose layer 3. The moment I choose, many options has come up here. If I choose L2 related options will come up here, VLANs and everything. So if I choose HA related options will come up. Okay, so whichever options you pick up, according to it will take up the settings. Perfect. So I have chosen L3. So I have got all the L3 options appearing here. Now next one is I need to check out network profile. Profile, that means a policy. Do I have a profile? No, I will keep none as of now. Okay, okay, now go here, config, here virtual router and security zone I can define here. So look at this, I can go and create a zone. Perfect. If I want to create a zone first, before defining, now remember that Palo Alto firewall working based on the zone. Checkpoint is not working based on zone. Okay, this is working based on the zone. So this is my internet. Internet means what is my untrusted zone. Management is just management. DMZ is a DMZ zone where we put all the servers which we want to publish over the internet, but that should not reachable through my local LAN. And this local LAN is my trusted zone. Okay, so let me go here. I can directly check it out. Do I have a zone created here? Is it listing out here? No, none. So I can directly create from here. Okay, I can directly create that zone from here. Perfect. So that I will do it later on. Right. Right now I will keep it as it is. Now I will go to IP version 4. Okay, IP version 4, and here then assign an IP address. So I don't have any options right appearing here. Okay, go here, add, and give the IP address whatever you want to give. For example, 192.168.10.125. Okay, /24. You need to give in this way. Done. So I gave the IP address. Okay, a part of this IPv6 also you can give it. Okay, if you want to give SD-WAN settings, I can define advanced. Inside the advanced you have so many other settings. Link state, what do you want to keep it? Always keep it auto, so it is depending upon the other side connected device. Other side device is on, it will be on, it will be up. Other side device is down, it will be down. You can set speed and duplex as well. Perfect. Rest other things you need not to worry about, just say okay. IP setting is done. Okay, now remember that I want to configure IP address from the command. So let's say if I want to configure this Ethernet 1/3. So if I want to configure by command, how should I do that? So let me show you here. Okay, so you need to give two commands actually. First of all, you need to go to configure. You can use tab. Okay, first you need to define the interface. Okay, set network. Okay, virtual router default. Okay, and interface, you can put the question mark and it will list out the interface. So what is my interface? My interface is Ethernet 1/3. Okay, so oops, what happened? You can give a question mark so that it will tell you the format of this. Ethernet 1/3 is not valid reference. I have a Ethernet 1/3. I'm giving correct one. Interface Ethernet 1/. It should take it. Okay. Set network interface. I will try to give IP address Ethernet. One slash three layer 3 settings, and IP. I will give IP address what I want to give 20.2.2.101 slash 24. Okay, so it's taking. Now after that, what I need to do, I need to give commit. Okay, so we can skip this command. Okay, now we just need to commit. Okay, let it commit. Meanwhile, I can go and give IP address to this interface as well. 1/2 is my LAN network. So let us give through the command. So what I need to do in interface type, I need to choose layer 3 and then IPv4 and add and give the IP address whatever you want, 10.1.1.101/24. Okay, enter. So this is done. Static IP address is selected here. Network profile, nothing. You can have a local LAN. This is for your information. So you're just putting this. Done. Look at this. This one you have given by command, it has come up. And this one you have given through the graphic, but it is not showing up. Why? Because you have not committed. So here, graphically how to commit, here commit. Now I will show you here. You have a preview changes. What you are doing, that changes preview also you can see here. Look at this. So your configuration, just like your Cisco router has got two configurations, running configuration and startup. Similar way, here you have a running configuration and candidate configuration. So whatever you do is in the candidate configuration. This is one. So ये तब तक submit नहीं होगा जब तक आप उसको commit नहीं करेंगे. When you commit, then only it goes to the running configuration. Running configuration, that means in your active configuration. This is committed, that means you have just set it, but it is not working, it is not active. Perfect. So this is, you need to remember that. So this is preview. You can see what is happening. Perfect. So I'm closing this and commit. It is committing. All right, so it is going ahead. It will show you percentage what is going on. All right. Okay, so still taking time. Similar way, look at this. Configurations committed successfully. Commit state, result is successful, close. So look at this, interface become up. Perfect. So all of these three interfaces are configured now. Okay, IP address is given. Now the next question is, I'm here. Exit, ping, host. Do I have a internet access? No, I don't have a internet access. Why? Why I don't have a internet access? Because my firewall doesn't know where to go for the internet. So I need to define the default route. Okay, I need to define a default route. Until I don't set the default route, it will not have a internet. So how to go and set up the default route? So again, you have a network. Okay, be here in the network and you will see here virtual router. Okay, click on this virtual router. Okay, in this virtual router, you have a default. You can click on add. Okay, I'm canceling. Here at the below, you have a add. Okay, click add button and you want to set a default route. Default route is a part of static routes. Okay, so click on static here. Okay, static route. Now you can go to the add and you can add whatever. For example, I want to add here static route. Okay, name whatever you want to give. Destination for which network, since I consider as a default route, so default means it should be 0.0.0.0/0 everything. All right, now interface, you need to define interface. Which interface? All right, you need to define the exit interface. Okay, so if you define exit interface, that is good. This is my exit interface. If it is not, then it has to do the recursive routing and all you must have learned in your CCNP and everything. So interface, I will choose which is the interface. Not appearing here. It should show that interface. Okay, we'll see. Okay, now next hop you need to define. Who is my next hop IP address? My next hop, that means your my gateway. So my gateway is 192.168.10.199. This is my gateway. So I have added this. Administrative distance, if I have a multiple gateways, then I can set AD and all, matrix and matrix, all those things I can set it. But right now I don't have that. Why this interface is not appearing? Okay. So do I need to have anything? You want to have a path monitoring and all those things, you can set it up. Rest everything is fine. Say okay. Route is added here. You can have a multiple routes as well. If you want to have some routing protocol to apply, you can use the routing to protocols as well. So that's it. Oh, why it is gone? I have static route destination. Okay. Okay, so now it is there. Added, I will commit it. So it is committing the change. Okay, fail. Why? Okay, I need to keep virtual root default. This is very important. Okay, committing all the changes. Okay, so successfully committed now. Close. It should ping. Still not pinging. Okay, some people has got a voice problem. No worry. Further to we'll see tomorrow. Now it's already 10:30. All right. So any questions, any queries, you guys can ask me if you have any questions and queries. Ask me if you have any questions.
Sir, how much? Yes, sir. Hello, sir. Excuse me.
Yes. Go ahead.
So how much space has to be allocated for Palo Alto? Like Checkpoint had 6 GB for management server and for gateway. So how much is to be
You
allocated
can
for
give
Palo Alto?
any. You can give 4 GB also is fine. There is no problem like Checkpoint. It will work slow. If you give 2 GB, it will work very slow, but otherwise it will work. Okay. If you give 6 GB, it will work faster. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, actually, I was not following most of the time. The problem is that I'm the CCNA level based student. And I think you are taking in consideration that I have already done the Cisco and the second firewall. So I don't have any basic understanding.
ऐसा कुछ नहीं है.
I was not following the most of the time, sir. That's why I'm saying.
अच्छा.
हेलो.
Yes, नितिन बोलिए. What is your concern?
सर मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है कि आज तो सेकंड लेक्चर है, आपने तो बहुत मेरा कंसर्न है कि जो फायरवॉल क्लास लगता है इसके लिए फ्री रिक्वेशन क्या लगती है, मतलब सीसीएनए होना चाहिए कि नहीं होना चाहिए? मतलब
CCNA लेवल का नॉलेज तो आपको बिल्कुल होना चाहिए. You must have to have at least CCNA level knowledge.
हेलो.
Yes, you should have a CCNA level knowledge. Yeah. You should
मतलब
definitely
मेरे को
have
थोड़ा ज्यादा नॉलेज नहीं, थोड़ा मैंने ये किया था, एमसीसी सर्वर का क्लास किया था, बस इससे थोड़ा नॉलेज है मेरे को, मतलब यूट्यूब से पढ़ के थोड़ा.
आपको
ठीक है.
अंडरस्टैंडिंग तो होनी चाहिए.
ठीक है. और दूसरा एक है कि जो आपने लैब सेटअप बनाया है वो कौन से किसमें बनाया, कैसे बनाया, मतलब वो सब तो मैं यूट्यूब से देख रहा था, तब सब इसमें वीमेयर और दूसरा एक रहता है उसमें बनाते हैं वर्चुअलाइजेशन में. आपने तो अलग ही किधर से बनाया, मतलब वो समझा नहीं, मतलब मैं.
आप यहाँ पर एनरोल करिए, फीस भरिए, मैं आपको बताऊंगा ना, वो सिखाना मेरा काम है, उसी का तो क्लास है ये.
ठीक है, मैं तो कल
ये तो
कर रहा
फर्स्ट
हूँ मैं.
इंट्रोडक्शन है. दिस इज फर्स्ट एन इंट्रोडक्शन. आई एम जस्ट गिविंग ब्रीफ आइडिया अबाउट व्हाट इट इज, व्हाट इज अ Palo Alto. ओके.
Sir,
Palo
means
Alto.
actually it's not started, right?
नहीं, ठीक है, मैं कल क्या 10,000 है, ज्यादा नहीं है फीस, वो तो मैं 2 स्लॉट में भर दूंगा. इट इज नॉट इम्पोर्टेंट फ्रॉम ये, बट बाद में नहीं ऐसा होना है, ऐसे नहीं चाहिए कि ऐसा नहीं वैसा ऐसा, मतलब ये नहीं है, मतलब कि मैं आपको, खैर मैंने 2 क्वेरी पूछ रहा था, मैं आपको 100 क्वेरी नहीं पूछ रहा था.
नहीं, आप 10,000 क्वेरी पूछिए यार, उसका कंसर्न नहीं है.
नहीं, खाली
This is a Palo Alto class. I will teach you end to end everything, right? So don't worry about that. लैब कैसे सेटअप करना है, क्या रिसोर्सेज चाहिए, that everything I will take care about.
ठीक है, वो तो खाली. और आप मेरे को बोल रहे थे एनरोल तो कर रहा हूँ कल मैं. इसलिए मैंने आज उसका डेमो लेक्चर लिया था. तो हर इंस्टीट्यूट में ऐसा होता है, एक डेमो एक दूसरा डेमो लेक्चर रहता है, इससे तो एनरोल होता है.
तो वही है. So this was 2 days class.
और मैं एक सवाल पूछा नहीं कि जैसे कि वीमेयर में वर्चुअलाइजेशन करते हैं, तो आपने कौन से सॉफ्टवेयर में वर्चुअलाइजेशन किया? इतना सीधा सवाल था मेरा.
ये लिखा है, ये तो EVNG है. This is a EVNG. This is EVNG.
हाँ, मैंने वही आपका आंसर चाहिए था कि EVNG सॉफ्टवेयर में सेम रहता है वो ऐसा. बट आपका आंसर अलग ही था कि नहीं, सुनो, आपका आंसर अलग ही था. जैसे कि मैं फोकट में सीख रहा हूँ और आप मेरे को फोकट में सिखा रहे हैं, आपका हेलो हेलो
नितिन, मैं आपको नंबर शेयर कर रहा हूँ, आप मुझे डायरेक्टली कॉल करिए, ठीक है?
ठीक है करो, वो चैट में नंबर शेयर करो।
हम्म।
ठीक है, हो गया, मैं म्यूट करता हूँ।
Sir, so this is only demo lecture, right, sir?
No, this is started. Okay, it's not demo, it is started. It is day 2.
सर मेरा भी कंसर्न सेम नितिन जैसा था, मतलब मुझे कुछ समझ भी नहीं आ रहा था कि कौन सा सॉफ्टवेयर चल रहा है, क्या चल रहा है, तो वही प्रॉब्लम आ रहा था मुझे।
तो बताएंगे ना हम, अभी अभी खत्म थोड़ी हो गया. We
नहीं
will
नहीं,
tell
वैसे
you
मतलब
everything. We will tell you all the hardware prerequisite, what is the software, what is the configuration, everything will tell you. Don't worry about that. Why you're so much worried about it the first day?
sir, actually that's my concern, that I'm not understanding in the first lecture, so how could I cope up with the another one?
अच्छा,
हाँ
तो आपको कंसेप्चुअल क्वेरी है तो वो कंसेप्चुअल पूछिए ना कि ये मेरा प्रॉब्लम है, ये मुझे समझ में नहीं आया. I
सर,
will
एक्चुअली उस
repeat
टाइम
that.
पे
I
आप
will explain you that.
होस्ट, एक्चुअली सर वहाँ पे डायलॉग आ रहा था कि होस्ट अनम्यूट की परमिशन नहीं दे रहा है, तो मैं प्रॉब्लम आ रहा था।
तो
जैसे
चैट बॉक्स
फर्स्ट
में लिखिए ना
इंप्रेशन इज
आप.
द लास्ट इंप्रेशन रहता है वो।
I am
सर इतना बड़ा
answering
चैट
chat
में नहीं लिख
box
सकते सर।
questions.
चैट बॉक्स में
I am
इतना,
answering there.
सर चैट
Okay.
बॉक्स में इतना नहीं लिख सकते सर। चैट बॉक्स में इतना टाइप नहीं कर सकते सर, मतलब उधर टाइप करने में इधर निकल जाता है सर, मतलब जो स्क्रीन टाइम पे चल रहा है।
Okay.
हाँ
ठीक है, अभी ये बंदे ने क्वेरी नहीं करेना, वैसे मेरा दो सवाल था। फर्स्ट इंप्रेशन इज लास्ट इंप्रेशन, तो आपका पहला इंप्रेशन तो लास्ट में इंप्रेशन चाहिए हो, आप फर्स्ट में डांटेंगे तो लास्ट में कैसे करेंगे सर? ठीक है, आपका नंबर शेयर करो, और 2 3 क्वेरी है मेरा, और सॉल्व के बाद आपको एनरोल करता हूँ, मैं सर से बात करके
हाँ, करिए
भरता हूँ
करिए
उसको पैसा में।
करिए
चैट बॉक्स में नंबर आपका ये कर दो। ठीक है, चैट बॉक्स में नंबर दे दो, आपको मैं कॉल कर दो, आपको कल 10 11 बजे कॉल कर दो, मैं दो कंसर्न है और वो भी आपके रिजल्व कर देता आपके साथ। ठीक है, थैंक यू।
Okay, so this is my number. You can directly call me.
ओके सर। सर आप चेक पॉइंट फायरवॉल के साथ कंपेयर कर रहे थे, तो उसी की वजह से मुझे लगा था कि आप चेक पॉइंट का जो नॉलेज है हमको कंसिडर कर रहे थे, ऐसा लगा था मतलब।
अरे वैसा कुछ कंसीडर नहीं हो रहा है. आई एम जस्ट गिविंग यू एन आइडिया अबाउट. आई एम ट्राइंग टू गिव यू मोर एस्पेक्ट्स. Okay.
ओके सर, अभी
I'm
अभी
trying to
ये
give
लेक्चर
you
थोड़ा सा मुझे,
I'm trying to give you an understanding about two things at the one time, at the one syllabus. Is this good or bad? बताओ
नहीं
आप.
नहीं सर, मुझे वो दिक्कत नहीं था, क्योंकि मैं थोड़ा स्लो समझ रहा हूँ, टोपोलॉजी मुझे थोड़ी हार्ड लगी, मतलब सीसीएनए के बेस के हिसाब से। तो मैं थोड़ा डर गया था कि मतलब बहुत कुछ ज्यादा हो रहा है इसलिए।
नहीं, ज्यादा तो नहीं है, तो आपको चाहिए ही ना कि कोई ज्यादा पढ़ाए आपको.
नहीं नहीं सर, टोपोलॉजी बोला, मतलब ये इसमें से बहुत सारे
दैट्स
डिवाइस जो
फाइन,
मेरे
दैट्स
अननोन है
फाइन.
मेरे लिए।
देखिए, अभी ये दिस इज अ फर्स्ट इंट्रोडक्शंस. मैंने आपको बिगिनिंग में भी बताया था कि दिस इज अ फर्स्ट इंट्रोडक्शंस अबाउट अ Palo Alto firewall. Now the
ओके
topology, lab setup, everything I will start, okay, right from the installation. In fact, मैंने कल भी बताया था कि I'll give you resources and I'll tell you how to set up everything.
ओके सर।
ठीक है.
सर अभी ये लेक्चर मुझे थोड़ा सा रिवाइंड करना होगा, तो मुझे मतलब कुछ रिसोर्स है
आपको
मुझे अभी।
रिकॉर्डेड सेशंस मिलेंगे. ओके, ये जो सेशंस हैं पूरे सेशंस
रिकॉर्ड है,
रिकॉर्डेड
मतलब कुछ
रहेंगे.
पीडीएफ वगैरह भी होगा तो भी चलेगा मतलब।
रिकॉर्डेड सेशंस मिलेंगे आपको वीडियो. ओके, सो दैट यू कैन एक्सेस थ्रू द
ओके
एप्लीकेशन.
हाँ।
ओके, रिकॉर्डेड
ओके, तो
वीडियोस.
एप्लीकेशन अब मुझे एनरोल करने के बाद मिलेगा?
हाँ, एनरोल करने के बाद आपको एप्लीकेशन मिलेगी, एंड्रॉयड एप्लीकेशन. उसमें आप ये
हाँ
सारे वीडियोस, हर लेक्चर के बाद के वीडियोस देख सकते हैं, उसको रिपीट कर सकते हैं जितने बार चाहें, ऐसा.
एक्चुअली सर मेरा ऑलरेडी एनरोल हो चुका है, मतलब 1000 रुपीज पे कर दिए मैंने ऑलरेडी।
नो प्रॉब्लम. सो आपको कल के सेशंस में मैं एप्लीकेशन शेयर करूंगा और आपको
ठीक है,
एप्लीकेशन में ऐड करूंगा, और आप कल के और आज के वीडियोस उसमें देख पाएंगे.
ठीक है सर, थैंक यू।
ठीक है. ऑल राइट.
थैंक यू सर।
ओके. Okay, so everyone, see you tomorrow, same time, 9 o'clock. All right, so till the time, take care and see you tomorrow.